Hey, so good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Spiritual Mind Center Sunday service. And this is the 20th of April. Palm Sunday? No?
13.
Oh, 13. Okay. I'm a little ahead of myself. That's better than being behind. So I do welcome everyone. And let's begin with our opening prayer treatment as we just go within and just listen. Listen to that inner voice that says, all is well. Life is good. And we are here to enjoy it, to live it, and be in it, as well as of it. We are this divine life. And as we realize our truth, our power, our light, and our love, we are able to live it fully. And so I give thanks for this time, knowing that all that takes place during this time is divinely guided from on high. The infinite wisdom guides and directs all that takes place. And we just take it all in and use it in our lives. And so, in the nature of the Christ, I claim it good, perfect, beautiful. And as I just let it be, I know it is done, and so it is. Okay. So we are preparing for Easter. We have been on spring break from class, and we go back this week. So things are right on schedule. But I'm going to talk a little bit about the Palm Sunday. And the part that the apostles play in the whole story of Jesus' sojourn here on this plane. So my topic is God did not choose Jesus to be Christ. Jesus chose to be Christ. And that really is the way it happens. As far as God is concerned, there are no special people. God does not choose one over another. It's right here, right now, to support all of us in whatever we choose to do or to be. And because of the law of cause and effect, we learn that every thought is a prayer. And every time we speak, we are putting into operation something, whatever it is we are speaking of. We are so powerful through this law that we can become a drunk laying in the gutter or a Christ. And it's open to all of us. God did not set Jesus aside and say, Yep, you're the one. Jesus chose to so believe and so know that God is and that it can be trusted, that all he had to do was speak his word. And this is also true for us. And when we believe it to the degree that Jesus did and does, we too will achieve Christhood. We have that within us. It's not something that we have to earn. It's already right here, right now. But we do have to learn how to use it, how to accept it, and so rely on it that there's no question. I spent the morning looking for something that I wanted to use in the service this morning. And I kept saying, okay, Spirit, I really do need this thing, but even if I don't get it, I know that Spirit works through me to bring a service here. But I kept on looking. And finally, as I gave up, I was thinking about one of my fellow residents here where I live, who was a fundamentalist. And she asked me about whether or not we use the Bible. So I told her, yes, we use the Bible. We don't take it literally. We use the metaphysical understanding. So she was really interested in that. And so I thought this morning that probably a good book that I could loan her would be The Hidden Mysteries of the Bible. So I got it out, started looking through it, and guess what? There was the exact paper that I was looking for. I know I can trust that Spirit has my back, always. I can trust that what I claim to be true is true for me. And if it is truth, then it's obvious. There's no question about whether or not I can achieve what I set out to do, if I really want to. And that's really where it comes in. How much good can you handle? How much good can you receive and use? It's totally up to us. But with this being so close to the resurrection time, I decided that we would kind of go through the process of Jesus choosing his disciples. He started his ministry when he was 30. He had decided what his life was to be about. And he knew that he needed support. We all do. And we all have this support. And it's interesting that he chose 12 men to act as support for him. But really, this was showing in the physical what is already present in the metaphysical, in the spiritual. We have these 12 centers that support our lives. And Jesus very carefully chose the physical correspondence, and they all acted in the way that he needed them to be, to support not only him and his ministry, but everyone around him. And this is what we are to do as well. I have a sheet here that, to read some of it and show you and go through the rest of it. It's, the subconscious realm in man has 12 great centers of action with 12 presiding egos or identities. When Jesus had attained a certain soul development, he called his 12 apostles to him. This means that when man is developing out of mere personal consciousness into spiritual consciousness, he begins to train deeper and larger powers. He sends his thought down into the inner centers of his organism, and through his word quickens them to life. Where before his powers have worked in the personal, now they begin to expand and work in the universal. This is the first and the second coming of Christ, spoken of in the scriptures. The first coming is the receiving of truth into the conscious mind, and the second coming is the awakening and the regeneration of the subconscious mind through the superconscious or Christ mind. We have that. And all of us here are bringing it into life, into our experience, or we wouldn't be here. Man expands and grows under divine evolution as an industrial plant grows. As the business expands, it is found that system is necessary. Instead of one man's being able to do the work with the assistance of a few helpers, he requires many helpers. Instead of a few helpers, he needs hundreds. And in order to promote efficiency, he must have heads for the various departments of the work. Scripture symbology calls the heads of departments in man's consciousness the 12 apostles. Now, these 12 apostles are at work within each one of us right now. Each of these 12 department heads has control of a certain function in soul or body. Each of these heads works through an aggregation of cells that physiology calls a ganglionic center. Jesus, the I am, or central entity, has his throne in the top of the head, where phrenology locates spirituality. This is the mountain where he so often went to pray. The following outline is a list of the 12 faculties that they represent and the nerve centers at which they preside. So, Peter was the first disciple that Jesus brought into the fold. And the characteristic that Peter brings to us is faith, which is absolutely necessary on this path. The location of faith is the center of the brain. There is a color associated with each one, and the color for Peter is dark blue. And there are some charts that actually give a musical note and a number. And so for Peter, the number is 1. Color's dark blue. The number assigned is 1. It begins with faith. And then we have John. His characteristic is love. His location is the back of the heart. The color associated is pink. The number assigned is 2. So the requirement is faith and love together. And then we have Andrew. Andrew's characteristic is strength. The location is the loins. His color is light green. Number assigned, 3. So if we take these as they come, we can know that it all just lines up until all 12 are activated. So then we have Bartholomew, whose characteristic is imagination. You know, imagination is one of our greatest powers. If we can imagine it, we can create it. The location is between the eyes. The color associated, light blue. The number assigned is 4. And then we have Jude. Characteristic is renunciation or elimination. We find as we are on our spiritual path, there's quite a bit to eliminate, to let go of, to make room. So its location is the abdominal region. The color associated is brown. The number assigned, 5. And then we have Thomas. You remember doubting Thomas? The characteristic for Thomas is understanding. Location is the front brain. The color associated is gold. The number assigned is 6. Matthew, whose characteristic is will. The location is the center front brain. Color associated, silver. Number assigned, 7. And then we have James, called James the Less, or son of Alphaeus, whose characteristic is divine order. Its location is the navel. Color associated is dark green. Number assigned, 8. And we have another James, brother of John, son of Zebedee. Characteristic, wisdom, discernment, judgment. Location, pit of the stomach. Color associated, yellow. Number assigned, 9. Philip. Characteristic is power. And I think it's very interesting to note that the location of the power is root of the tongue. The color associated is purple. The number assigned is 10. So our tongue is a very powerful instrument. Simon, the Canaanite. Characteristic is zeal. Location, back of the head, medulla. Color associated is orange. Number assigned, 11. And then we come to Judas Iscariot. His characteristic is life, ego. The location is the generative life function. The color associated is red. Number assigned is 12. Judas was replaced by Judah, which means that Judas was regenerated, moved into a higher consciousness. Judah represents Christ consciousness. We have all of these powers within us, and we can call on them. We can allow them to lead us into regeneration. And as we regenerate all of our powers, we are Christ. Now, we don't invent these powers, but we do exercise them. We allow them to lead us into our highest and best life. Everything is provided. We came onto this plane equipped, not only physically, but spiritually, to achieve a life well lived, a life of meaning and great possibilities. We are powerful beyond our understanding. But as we exercise these powers, we tend to step back and allow them to lead us, to draw to us all that we need and desire to live our lives fully, to achieve Christ consciousness. Now, I have no doubt that for some of us, it takes several lifetimes. Who knows how many? But in moving into this consciousness is the way to become Christ. God only begot one Son, which was the Christ. We are all it. We all have Christ consciousness within us. This I am, which is proclaiming who we are and what we are. And the more we understand about who and what we are, the better our lives are going to be. So, welcome to the Christhood. And I'm so happy to be on the path with you. So let's just come together for our closing treatment, and then we'll have discussion. So as we just go within and give thanks, knowing that infinite wisdom knows what it's doing through each one of us. And as we use our powers in the way that they are designed to be used, our lives work. All is well. And in the nature of the Christ, I claim it so. And so it is.